Once again, I am sick, and therefore, this is a for me video. I I'm playing this, obviously not on an emulator, as you can tell by the resolution. I am playing this game, movie, on an original, actual PS2, PlayStation 2. Well, actually, it's not an original. It's a PS2 Slim, so it's actually not an original. I did lie to you about that, but PS2 gaming today. As you can tell by the very long loading screens, emulators for PS2 games are okay. They're not that good. For me, they don't really meet the quality I'm looking for. Like, I can put up with like emulators. It just makes my life easier a lot of the time to emulate like NES games, right? Like I can't really play those, so for me it's easier to just emulate those. But I have a PS2, and like PCSX2 is a good emulator, but it's not perfect. And a lot of the games that I specifically want to play are games that have problems on PCSX2. Like Tokobot, which doesn't emulate perfectly. I mean, it emulates good enough if all you want to do is play the game, but the dialogue is kind of broken, and a lot of the audio is not that good. Maybe it's gotten better since the last time I checked, which would have been like 2021. So there's a good few years for like improvements to be made there. But no, I'm happy to be playing this on my PS2. I love plugging it in and just playing games on it, because the PS2 really is one of the best consoles of all time. It has a huge library of games. It sold extremely well, which you're probably thinking, why does that matter to me? Like, why do I care if it sold extremely well? The reason it's a good thing that it sold extremely well is that the PS2 is dirt cheap. You can go to a second-hand electronics shop like CEX or like a charity shop. You might not find an actual PS2 at a charity shop, but you will find PS2 games, for sure. You'll find Wii games and you'll find PS2 games, and those will be the only games that you're able to find when you're charity shopping. And the price of like accessories to and games for the PS2 has put it in such a good position for second hand, that in 2024 it's like, oh, I've gone backwards by accident. In 2024, which is the year that it is, it's actually become a really good console if you want to play disc in-tray gameplay from like early 2000s. And here's the thing, you don't even need to do that, because like, okay, if you're a speedrunner, you probably want to have the disc in the tray, because a lot of leaderboards demand the like authentic way to play, and emulators will be separated or at least clearly marked on the leaderboard that they're not the original hardware. But if you're not a speedrunner, you have no reason to care about original hardware, and you can actually even get a better experience because you can USB load game backups on the PS2 quite easily. I haven't done it myself, but I know that you can buy. I've got this. I've got a. It's basically a memory stick that loads the soft mod when it's in the first, or when it's in one of the memory stick trays. You put it in, and then you can USB load, and you can do a bunch of other stuff. I haven't USB loaded using it because I have all the games that I want to play, basically. But it's actually a better way to play. A lot of the time you'll get better loading screens if you're playing from a USB or an external hard drive. compared to, and obviously when I say playing from a USB, I mean flash drive. I don't mean, because obviously USB is the connector, so you can't play from a USB necessarily. I mean flash drive. I think people know I mean flash drive, but I have encountered people before that are like, oh, it's not a USB, it's a flash drive, it's a memory stick. It's like, okay, you're just being like irritating, but sure. Get me out of here. Okay, here we go. We can upgrade our abilities. I kind of forgot this was in the game. Oh yeah, and me playing movie is purely just because I'm not ready to make a Battle for Bikini Bottom video. Battle for Bikini Bottom is such a good game that I feel like I want to be prepared for that video and like make it a long one, play it for a long time, like maybe even finish the video in the... It wouldn't be that hard to finish the game in the video. It would be like an hour and a half probably, if I played it. And I think that would be really fun to do for Battle for Bikini Bottom. So that's why I'm playing movie instead, because I don't think this game is as good. It is really fun though, like casually this game's really fun, but Battle for Bikini Bottom has those like speedrunning things that I'm sure like anyone who's tuned into speedrunning will know about Battle for Bikini Bottom. In my mind, Battle for Bikini Bottom is like, you have like Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Battle for Bikini Bottom. Like they're all, those are like the most like legendary, most impressive speedruns. Okay, Ocarina of Time not so much anymore. Not that Ace isn't impressive, but it's not as cool. Obviously the old categories are still there, which is why I'm never opposed to progress like that, because even though I don't think Ace is very fun to watch, the old stuff is still there. People still run it, so I'm not opposed to progress. In the speedrunning way, I think generally if it can be separated into a separate category, it's fine. There are some things that are kind of harder to regulate though, but that's not really relevant. Oh my god, Yonoi too. That's not really relevant to that conversation. I just brought up Ocarina of Time because I wanted to kind of invoke some of the most legendary games in speedrunning, and I feel like those are the ones, right? Like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, and I think Battle for Bikini Bottom's right up there with them. It's an amazing speedrun to watch.
If you bring me more Goofy Goober tokens, I can grant you the cartwheel move.
Oh, I gotta get Goofy Goober tokens. What am I doing? What am I even doing if I don't have Goofy Goober tokens? What do those look like though? I don't even know what Goofy Goober tokens look like. Oh, Combat Arena Challenge? Okay. I used to play this game as a kid. I had Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I couldn't figure out how to get past the first area. But I played this game. I remember doing the like Patty Wagon segments and everything. Yeah, I remember this stuff as well. I don't know why we're playing as SpongeBob now, but like sure. I've upgraded this move, so I should be basically awesome at killing them. But yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants movie, one of my favorite movies. Genuinely, one of my favorite animated movies. But I think, like, when I say, like, oh, it's one of my favorite animated movies, that makes it sound like I'm separating animated movies because they're not as good as, like, live-action movies. But it's kind of the opposite, because my favorite movie is a cartoon movie. It's an animated movie. My favorite movie is Across the Spider-Verse. I really didn't expect to connect with it in that way, because I watched Into the Spider-Verse around the time when it came out, and I was like, this movie's like good. It's pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not super like invested in it. It was just a movie to me. Like it wasn't super special. It was stunningly beautiful. Like it's a gorgeous movie, but like narratively, it wasn't super special to me. Across the Spider-Verse though, I went to see it when it came out, like within the first week of it being in cinema, and I absolutely fell in love. I was so attached to the characters, and I found their narratives and like the way it like developed, I found really like appealing. Like Miles and Gwen, I found both of their characters to be like you know, very good, very relatable, and
Run to get the blood flowing.
from that, I was like, okay, this movie is amazing, and I went to see it like 3 or 4 more times before it was out of cinemas, and then I bought the Blu-ray and I watched it again. It's so fantastic, and it does have that little issue of the cliffhanger. But if Beyond the Spider-Verse is half as good as Across the Spider-Verse was, then this is going to be the greatest movie trilogy of all time. It's not even close. Although I am really excited for Walpurgis Nacht Rising, because I mean, it's no secret I'm a big Madoka Magica fan. I made that whole Battle Cats video about how I wanted the Madoka unit. I'm a big fan of the TV show. I'm less of a fan of the movie. I think Rebellion is a decent movie. I just don't like where things left off in Rebellion. I think the ending of TV show of Madoka is better than the ending of Rebellion, which is kind of a sequel movie to, like, for people who haven't seen the show, Rebellion's kind of a sequel movie to the TV show. It's actually a sequel movie to the recap movies of the TV show, but functionally it takes place after the TV show. And there's a 4th movie on the way, Walpurgis Nacht Rising, which I'm hoping is going to fix my problems with Rebellion, which is okay. I'm not going to spoil anything about Rebellion or the main TV show, but I'm just gonna say I like the ending of the TV show better. I'm hoping that Walpurgis Nacht Rising will have a good enough ending that I can enjoy Rebellion, because Rebellion won't be the ending anymore. It'll be, you know, the middle. It'll be the 3rd quarter of what Madoka is. So that's what I'm hoping with that movie. But that's another animated movie that I guess I have mixed feelings about, but it's an overall good movie and I like it. But yeah, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, to get back on topic, is just start to finish a very fun adventure, and it has this awesome ending where he's a Goofy Goober and he plays the rock song, and he liberates all the people of Bikini Bottom. There's some, like, actually really touching moments there with SpongeBob and Patrick, and, you know, when they're in Shell City, and, like, that really, like, choked me up. I think the movie's still good, like, even as an adult. I think the movie holds up. It's a really fun movie. And, yeah, if you haven't seen the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, what are you doing? Do I have the thing?
Okay, Patrick. Since you've brought me enough goofy...
Okay, I got the Goofy Goober tokens. Let's go. I remember this move. It's basically like a roll. I think he has it in, I can't remember what I was about to say. There's another SpongeBob game, but why do I not remember it? Oh well. But this is better than just attacking. It does damage. I thought it would be like a dodge roll, but this actually does damage. Why would I... Why would I do anything other than this? This is the other thing about kids games, that, like, most of them are really easy, and that's kind of fun too, like, just playing a game where you can kind of turn your brain off. Like, I don't need Elden Ring for every game. I haven't played Elden Ring. I really want to, but I don't want to pay £60 for a game. I don't think I've ever paid that much for a video game. That's not true. I bought Tears of the Kingdom. That game's £60. What an absolute scam. I'll say it, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom's worth that much. Like, if I can buy... What's a good comparison? I'm trying to think of like an open world game. I guess Grand Theft Auto, right? If I can buy Grand Theft Auto for like £15, and even less when it's on sale, like, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom should be $60. That's $70 for my American audience. I don't know, it's a good game. And I think I would be happy to pay the $50 that I paid for Breath of the Wild. I feel like I kind of got scammed with Tears of the Kingdom. I got less hours out of Tears of the Kingdom than Breath of the Wild. And it's not just because Breath of the Wild's been out longer. It's because I already explored the map when I played. I'm sorry, I can't be mad at this game. It's a good game. It's a good game. Like, I even made the Tears of the Kingdom video where I was like, this game sucks. And it's like, it's not like I'm not saying the truth. Like, what I say about Tears of the Kingdom is how I feel. But I feel like even though I feel all of that, I still really enjoyed the game. And that's fine. I just wish it was priced a bit more fairly, I guess. SpongeBob! What? What happened? SpongeBob! Let's go.